In my cave, I reign supreme. Supreme!
Hello, I'm Steven.
And I'm Aaron.
And we've just seen Marty Supreme, new film that's out in theaters right now, starring Timothée Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Kevin O'Leary, and it is directed by Josh Safdie. So, in 1952, a New York-based Jewish shoe salesman named Marty Mouser has a dream to be the #1 table tennis player in the world. Unfortunately for Marty, he loses a semi-finals match to Endo from Japan. To prove himself, Marty pursues a rematch with Endo, seeking financial backing from millionaire Milton Rockwell. Milton agrees, but only on the condition that Marty throw the match so he can expand his business interests abroad. Will Marty sell out, or will his pride overcome? This was extraordinary.
Yeah, I agree. There's one battle after another, which we've talked about as being pretty easily the best movie of the year. If this is not number 2, it could easily be number 1 also. This is a great movie. It's directed by Josh Safdie. I think this is the best thing that I've seen either of them produce, I would say.
I really like Uncut Gems. In a lot of ways, I think this one's better.
This feels like a movie out of time, and it's because of all the filmmaking techniques. Like, it's clearly shot on film.
35 millimeter, I believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they're doing. Like, even the performances feel very much like old time performances that you would have seen in the 70s or 80s. Everything about this just, it reminds me of movies like One Battle After Another or The Brutalist, where it's just like they feel like movies that were made in another time that are just transported here.
Yeah, at every minute this thing is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, kind of like the word to describe One Battle After Another was propulsive and like just constantly moving, and that's the same here. It's just constantly moving. It's just full of tension the entire way.
Like Uncut Gems, this is a little powder keg of a movie that's exploding every 10 minutes.
Yeah, every time you think like it can't possibly get worse for this character, the next sequence comes along and somehow they manage to make it even bigger and even worse for the character. To kind of get it out of the way first, because I really don't have much negative to say about this, the movie does get a little excessive with how every situation in the movie just spirals into chaos and just like the worst possible scenario it could be. Like every scene in this movie is like, okay, here's the situation, and everything falls apart in the worst way you can imagine. And it gets a little exhausting after a while. It's just like, okay, we're watching this scene. Oh, everything's crumbling and everything's horrible. And then the next scene is kind of the same way.
You could call this movie one failure after another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't bother me, but there did come at least one point involving a necklace where I thought, you probably could have dropped this one part out of the movie.
Yeah, the movie is 2 hours and 30 minutes. It doesn't really feel as long as it is.
No, I've watched 90-minute movies that felt longer.
Yeah, and it's enjoyable to watch like from beginning to end, but there is a little bit of editing that I feel could have been done, and that sequence particular is a good example.
So the leading performance here is from Timothée Chalamet, and easily the best thing I've ever seen him do. I always thought Timothy was good at what he does. He's a good performer, but I've never been able to see past the Chalamet of it all. This is the first time he's completely disappeared into a role.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like as a topic of conversation for this movie in particular, I feel like Timothée Chalamet has always been trying to prove himself in some kind of way that he is and can be one of the greats. Like he gave a speech like last year or some years ago, I can't remember exactly when, where he's like, I want to be like Tom Hanks. I want to be like Leo DiCaprio. I'm not here to do this just as a job or because I'm acting. I want to be considered one of the greats. In all the roles I've seen from him, it feels like every time he's constantly like elevating himself and looking for something to really push him to that place. And this is the first time where I think it's pretty indisputable that he has it. Like the guy has the stuff.
Yeah, what Philadelphia was to Tom Hanks, I think this is to Timothée Chalamet. This to me is like the breakthrough. Although I didn't see his Bob Dylan movie, so if I watched that, maybe I would think different. But as far as performances that he's done that I've seen, this is top tier. This is the best.
Yeah, I think the first thing I ever saw him in was this movie Beautiful Boy. I don't think you saw it, but it was like he
I did
plays
not.
a drug addict, and his father is played by
Steve Carell.
yeah, Steve Carell. I saw that, and I saw him in the movie, and I was like, whoa, like this kid is really great. And then he just appears in a lot more stuff, but it always felt like he was like on this like uphill battle, like trying to prove himself to everybody. Like everybody doubts Timothy Chalamet, and oh, we've got Timothy Chalamet overload. He's just in everything. It's like him and his character are kind of running on parallel arcs where it feels like they're trying to prove their worth and prove that they can be the best. So I thought it was really interesting the way they kind of paralleled in that way. Yeah, easily the best thing he's ever done.
And for character actor roles like this, it helps that when you cast someone like Chalamet or George Clooney or something like that, it helps to homely up their appearance.
Yeah.
In the case of this character, Marty Mouser, he has a pockmarked face
Yeah.
full of blemishes and a little mustache.
Unibrow.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, I forgot I was watching Chalamet.
Yeah, it also helps when not just your lead performer is like kind of working at a higher level, but everybody else around him is also working in that same space. Everybody in this movie is great. I don't think there's anybody like the Safdies who are as good at utilizing non-actors in roles.
Yeah, the aforementioned millionaire, Milton Rockwell, is played by Kevin O'Leary, and
This is the hardest thing you're about to say.
I hate, loathe, despise, revile Kevin O'Leary and everything he stands for, but I'll give Satan his due. He does a very good acting job in this.
He's fantastic in this.
There comes a point in this movie, it's the very last shot of him on screen, where he has this look on his face, where you can actually see wheels turning in his head, and I feel like that look can be interpreted in multiple ways. We won't say what it is because it'll be a massive spoiler, but you can actually see thoughts going on in his head without him actually saying anything.
Yeah, I've seen people say and kind of downplay his performance as, oh, well, he's just playing himself. And
in a way, he is.
there is a little bit of truth to that because he's like a big businessman, financier, and he's talking about making deals. And like even his mannerisms from Shark Tank, you can see them in his performance.
That was the one part that broke immersion for me when he sat his ass down to watch Marty play his table tennis, and he did the thing where he puts his fingertips together. It's like, oh god, he's doing the Shark Tank thing. That's not Milton Rockwell, that's Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah, but like you said, there's times where you can see like expressions on his face or like a look in his eyes, and you can tell that he's actually acting. The Safdies, I don't know how they do it or what they tell these people, but they're able to get performances out of people you wouldn't expect.
Famed magician Penn Jillette has a little cameo, a very creepy one at that.
Yeah, he's I wouldn't say unrecognizable because me and you, especially you, have seen so much of the guy. But
I noticed it took you a few seconds to process. Oh, that's Penn.
Yeah, he pops up and he's not playing somebody you would think. Tyler, the Creator, appears here as Marty's like best buddy, and he does a great job.
Oh, okay, his hustle buddy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a famous person.
Yeah, he's a rapper. Gwyneth Paltrow turns up as Milton's wife. She is great. It's nice to see her in something that's not a Marvel movie
or Goop.
Yeah, or advertisements for Goop.
I think the things that I would most compare this movie to are Whiplash and Amadeus.
Yeah, I haven't seen Amadeus, but I was thinking about Whiplash, and I was thinking about we've already mentioned Uncut Gems. But it's a sports movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie about table tennis.
It's a tale of determination and one man who will not take no for an answer.
Yeah, to me, the movie is about the greatest salesman who ever lived. That's essentially what he's doing the entire movie. He's selling himself to everyone around him, and he's marketing himself and his ability to play table tennis. Now, granted, there is actually talent behind the man, but it's funny because he starts the film as like what he views himself as, like a lowly shoe salesman, and people are telling him like, dude, you're a great salesman, like you're the best guy I got, and he's being promoted to like a manager, but he doesn't want to follow kind of the simple trajectory of climbing the company ladder. He has a passion for something and he wants to pursue that. But the whole movie, he really uses his abilities as a salesman to talk his way into situations, talk his way around deals or get himself expensive hotel rooms, like hustle money from people. The guy's a master salesman.
Yeah, he's a hustler. He's a man of massive talent, but that talent is also hidden behind a massive ego.
Yeah.
He is a colossal prick. He's an asshole. He's brash. He's arrogant. He has no filter.
Yeah, and he uses everybody for his own gain, no matter the cost. There's his girlfriend becomes pregnant, and that's a major part of the movie because he's like denying that the child is even his. And there's like some stuff back and forth with her and her abusive boyfriend slash husband. But yeah, it's just him kind of shirking his responsibilities and using everybody to get where he needs to be, hustling. And yeah, he's got a massive ego, and it's a really kind of hard line to walk where you have a character be this like egotistical, but also be somebody you want to root for.
Yeah, here's the most impressive thing the movie does regarding this character. There came a point in the movie where I thought after so much trial and error, I was thinking, he's not getting anywhere. He's not going anywhere in this movie. And not only that, I don't think he deserves to. And yet, when Marty faces his final challenge in the movie, I found myself rooting for him to triumph. It's crazy.
Yeah, the climax of this movie really nails it and brings everything kind of full circle and brings you back around to understanding why you rooted for the character to begin with and why you're behind his journey. Really good ending
Yeah,
to the story.
I got misty-eyed.
Yeah, surprisingly emotional and very well done for, like you said, as brash and as like much of an asshole as a character he is. The music is fantastic. Like the movie score and the use of licensed tracks is really great throughout.
Yeah, it takes place in the 1950s, but the soundtrack is very anachronistic. It's mostly music from the 80s, I think.
Yeah, the whole thing has a really like a strong 80s vibe to it. It almost feels like a Rocky movie straight out of the 80s.
You know what this also reminded me of? A movie that I didn't really like very much, but you did, which was Challengers.
Yeah.
There's like a table tennis scene towards the end that has this techno score playing over it, and it's really riveting. And I was just thinking of Challengers, and it's funny. That was a tennis movie. This is table tennis. It's ping pong, the most thrilling ping pong movie I've seen since Balls of Fury.
Yeah, I did think of Challengers as well. Yeah, I really like that movie for different reasons.
This is far superior.
Yeah, certainly would agree with that. Pretty much everything is great about this, but it really doesn't work if that central performance doesn't work. And thankfully, Chalamet showed up. I mean, give him the Oscar now.
Yeah, I think this is going to be his year.
Yeah, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he did the work. Everyone on set did the work. Safdies did the work. It's funny. The Coen brothers broke up for who knows how long, and Ethan Coen went on to make Honey Don't, which was a big piece of shit. And the Safdie brothers are broken up to do their own thing temporarily, hopefully. And Josh Safdie goes on to do this masterpiece.
Yeah. Benny is doing a lot of acting and appearing in all kind of weird stuff.
Yeah, he's doing his own thrilling powder kegs like Happy Gilmore 2.
He appears in a lot of crap. that was garbage.
So what is your final number rating on a scale of 1 to 10?
I said that it can get exhausting at times just because of how chaotic everything is, and it's just constantly escalating. But that's also what makes it so exciting to watch. The central performance is really, really great. I think this stands alongside One Battle After Another, if not like, just as good or better. So I give it the same rating, 10. Easy.
Yeah, I was feeling a 9 throughout the whole thing, but I think that final act pushed this thing over into 10 out of 10 territory. So 10 out of 10, I loved it. One of the best films of the year.
Yeah.
So that is Marty Supreme. Definitely see it.